Good Monday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. I am your meteorologist, Joseph Pearson. Let's go on and talk about the weather for your Monday evening going into your future. Starting off, as we always do, if you have not hit the like button or the subscribe button yet, go on and do so. We have 5 people in here, and I see definitely more than one person inside the chat because only one person has hit the like button so far. If you are part of those other 5 that have not hit the like button yet, go on and do so. It's free. You can change your mind at any time. And we have 6 people in here and only one like. So go on and do so. It's free, like I said. And it takes around like a couple of seconds. That's the first thing. Also, make sure you go and hit the subscribe button. We're at 589, trying to get to 600. We are 11 away. We are trying to get to that main goal. We'll have our Q&A at 600. And then, also, make sure that you go in and share it. Share it with all the people that you know. It could be on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anything like that. Does not matter. Now, are we going to talk about tonight? Well, obviously, we will talk about, obviously, the current weather, what's going on right now throughout the state. We also will talk about our weather for tonight, tomorrow, and just the short term and the long term in general. We also will talk about a little low flood risk that we have as we go into around like Friday or so. And then our cold front that will pass by, the tropics as well. And so just a lot on the agenda for tonight. So make sure that you get ready for that. Also go in and vote inside the poll inside the chat because that is there now. So starting off, what is going on throughout the entire state of South Carolina? We do in fact have some coastal activity going on right now. Some that goes all the way over, potentially even into inland Berkeley County. But for the most part, it's really just coastal activity. Now, if we go in even to the upstate as well, the upstate also has some little activity going on right now, especially near the South Carolina, North Carolina border, even near Georgia as well. Now, what about the entire U.S.? We do have some rainfall going on in Georgia as well as Alabama, Florida getting in on some of that rainfall, as well as Mississippi, Louisiana. Arkansas getting in on some flooding, as well as Illinois getting in some rainfall, Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, severe weather going on in New Mexico and Michigan. Rainfall goes on from Iowa to Minnesota to Wisconsin to the UP of Michigan to Kansas, and even over into potentially over into Colorado, where I believe there's no snow going on right now. No snow right now. Now, what's going on throughout the entire state for cloud cover? Starting off with our current cloud cover, we do in fact have some cloud cover inside of the upstate right now that goes all the way over towards Rock Hill, Greenville, Spartanburg. Some of them may even be a bit low. And if we go into our future as well, luckily, if you like clear skies, tomorrow morning it seems to be clear. For the most part, yes, there will still be some clouds out there for sure, but I definitely would continue to watch for some clear conditions just as you go into tomorrow morning. Now, as we go into the afternoon, that changes. Yes, there still is clear conditions, but for the most part, things are kind of clouded up. Again, definitely not as clouded up or not as clear as it was tomorrow morning, or as it will be tomorrow morning. This is right here tomorrow morning, and this is tomorrow afternoon. So things really start to take that turn as you go through the day. Current temperatures right now, 73 in Columbia, as well as 72 in Orangeburg, 72 in Somerville, as well as 71 in Aiken, 70 in Greenwood, as well as 70 in Lawrence, 73 in Georgetown, US 74 in Myrtle's Inlet, 73 in Myrtle Beach, and 70 in Conway, 73 in North Myrtle Beach, as well as 74 inside of Charleston. We also do have around 70 in Greenwood, 68 in Greenville, as well as 69 in Spartanburg, 71 in York, and 72 in Rock Hill, 69 also in Clemson and Anderson. Low temperatures for tonight seem to be around 63 in Greenville, 62 in Spartanburg, as well as 62 in Rock Hill, 62 in Winsboro, 65 in Columbia and Camden, 67 in Orangeburg and Moncks Corner, 66 in Walterboro, 65 in Aiken, and 73 in Hilton Head Island, 71 in Charleston, and 67 in Moncks Corner, 68 in Georgetown, and 70 in Myrtle Beach. Rainfall for tonight, you're going to see obviously that isolated activity that we have been continuing to see over like the past couple of days. And so you can see 100th of an inch to a 10th of an inch goes from Hilton Head Island to Walterboro, potentially to other portions of the Midlands, like the Western Midlands, over into the coastal Grand Strand area. And then also over here near in the very far upstate, from Greenville over toward like the Oconee County, Pickens County area, and somebody might even get around a tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch. And the crazy score for tonight, we're actually at a 20. We're at a 20 for tonight. That is because isolated coastal showers will still persist as we go through the night, and some patchy fog. Some patchy fog, especially for some inland areas and the northwestern zones with visibilities around 2 to 5 miles. Now, if we go into the SPC outlook, this was the one that was updated earlier this afternoon. The new one hasn't even released yet, so this is pretty much the same one, and this is the latest that we have for now. They just haven't updated it yet. There's nothing really I could do about that. But thunderstorm activity goes on, or says it is still possible from the low country over into the Grand Strand, over into the Midlands, and even to the southern upstate. Now that is for really just some low chances of thunder. You know, you're not really seeing anything too bad in terms of like severe weather or strong storms or anything like that. We're not really expecting any of that. All we're really just expecting is just possibly some rumbles of thunder if some showers do get going. Tomorrow, pretty much same thing, but instead it's really restricted for that coastal low country. Also goes into some other portions of like the inland low country, like near Hilton Head and Beaufort, over towards other areas like Ridgeland, South Carolina. And then for day 3, Wednesday, the entire state is under a thunderstorm risk. Everyone on Wednesday will have a chance for a thunderstorm. This is the day actually that the cold front is passing us, and so that will mainly bring up that threat as convection will be there, and that thunderstorm juice will be there. Now that is the wrong one. This is the right one. Excessive rainfall. Isolated flash flooding is indeed possible. As you go throughout the coastal low country from Seabrook Island to Hollywood, to downtown Charleston to Latson to Folly Beach to North Charleston to Awendaw, Moncks Corner, Georgetown, Myrtle Beach, Carolina Forest, Garden City Beach, North Myrtle Beach, all these areas, isolated flash flooding is possible on Friday. And so we can even go in and check out the models as well. We're going to start off here at 9 o'clock p.m. We're going to start off and just go into tonight first. You can just see some of that isolated stray shower activity that goes into the inland areas. But I'm not seeing anything too bad. Just some heavy downpours that may try to move in as you get into around 7, 8, 9 a.m. And then some more isolated shower activity that goes in all the way maybe up there into like Horry County, up into North Carolina. But again, as you go all the way through to around 1 p.m., just some shower activity, maybe thunderstorm activity going on around 1 p.m., going on inside of the inland low country tomorrow. Possible. Now, if we go even further than that, starting off at the 2 p.m. mark now for tomorrow, you start to see some more convection start to get more inland into the upstate areas now in around the evening time frame tomorrow, and that will go on to 12 o'clock in the morning. Things will dry off, but there goes that cold front at the western side of the screen, from Tennessee to Alabama to Georgia to western North Carolina. That will bring in a lot of convection, and that will bring in obviously that thunderstorm risk as well. That will push through, start off in the upstate around 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, then go through like the southern upstate, the northern Midlands around like late morning. Then by around like 2 p.m., it's pushing through, going through the PD, going through the southern Midlands at that time frame. And that's all that we have because this is 48 hours out, so, or a bit less than 48 hours out. So that's really all that I have for the short term. What about the long term? Long term shows a kind of a different picture. Has the cold front getting there a little bit later and all that convection moving through like early Thursday instead of Wednesday. But the cold front will still pass out, obviously, whichever time it wants to, no matter where the convection is. So you continue all the way through October the 10th through the 11th. Look at that low pressure down there. That's something to watch for as it kind of just tries to form, brings us some moisture, potentially. You know, this is possible. This is the area inside the Gulf that I don't think they really have talked about much. If I'm not mistaken, I don't really think that they have made an area for this yet, which is interesting. We'll look at the ensembles and see, but starting off, go all the way to October the 12th. There goes that little system over there. It just kind of just hangs out. And Friday being the 10th, we have that isolated flash flood threat. And yes, it is because of the system. The cold front just pushes out, and you have this little tropical area out in the Atlantic that could potentially cause some isolated flash flooding. So that's what you're looking for when on Friday. Now the 14th and the 15th comes along, things really start to dry off. High pressure actually comes into place, and it will be dry from October the 14th all the way through, potentially to around the 16th, the 17th, the 18th. I mean, I see like some shower activity, but not really seeing anything too much until we get to around like the 19th and the 20th. We have this huge amount of moisture that may try to come in throughout this time frame, but really we shouldn't really be talking about it too much in depth at around October the 19th, because that's 300 hours out, and we all know 300 hours, that's the cross-off zone. But one thing that you do want to look up there in the mountains, the Appalachian Mountains of North Carolina and Virginia. It has this huge, very strong cold front, probably the strongest cold front that we've received so far in the latter half of the year. And it brings temperatures down all the way into the 20s and the 30s. Now, for now, not for us. But again, 300 hours out, so you got to, keep that with a grain of salt. But you can just see how cold it could potentially get as you get all the way through. This is October the 21st, 354 hours out. But it shows temperatures 20 in the 20s into like the mountains of North Carolina. But for us, it just shows 30s, 40s. So no 20s for us. If this is to happen as modeled. Way too far out to say. And actually, it's so far out, you actually kind of see some snow up there inside of northern North Carolina, and also inside of Virginia, even West Virginia, and even Pennsylvania. So if that was to occur, that's something that could happen. But it's a possibility because it is indeed in the models. And after that passes through, guess what? Another high pressure takes over, and guess what comes back right after it? You're absolutely correct. That warm air will try to come back right after, because high pressures obviously try to bring that sunny, more warmer, possibly sometimes breezy conditions. So that's it really for the long term in terms of rainfall. Obviously, remember, we will receive our cold front on around Wednesday, Thursday. That you can kind of see it up there already, kind of bringing in some of those cooler temperatures. We'll be down in the 50s, 40s for a good little bit, and it will definitely bring cooler, but obviously, as we know, it doesn't last forever, and those hot temperatures will be coming right back. But if that cold front, like we were just talking about, happens as modeled, it won't be there for long. Will not be there for long. So what about the tropics? We have two areas, kind of three, but two right now that we were talking about, really. And starting off with this one first. This right here, this is disturbance 1. This is Invest 95L. This is the one that has the 90% chance to form. And if we go on and show what it actually currently looks like right now, this is what it looks like right now. So what does the discussion for it say? The discussion says, satellite imagery indicates that the area of low pressure located about 1,500 miles east of the Windward Islands continues to become better organized. Environmental conditions appear favorable for further development of the system, and a tropical depression or storm is likely to form in the next day or two, while it moves quickly west to northwest across the central tropical Atlantic. This system is expected to be near or north of the northern Leeward Islands on Thursday and Friday, and interest there should definitely continue to monitor the progress. So this has an 80% chance of forming over the next 48 hours and a 90% over the next 7 days. So this one, if we go and look at the models for it right now, at least the hurricane models right now show that this will continue to take that curve up. You have like one little model that may try to keep it a little bit more to the southern side, but most of them say curve. It's going to get up out of here and not going to be too much of a concern. And GFS, same thing, just says it's going to get up out of here and curve. And then for the GEPS, same thing. Intensity guidance, though, you have most of them still staying on that tropical storm track, but you have a couple still getting on that hurricane track as well. around like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 staying on that hurricane track. A couple of them even getting to major hurricane status, category 4. So all of these models that you see here definitely are possible, and we're pretty much expected to see a tropical storm from this thing. The Euro as well, because the Euro is also another one that I do want to look at, because not only do I want to talk about that one, but I also want to talk about the other ones as well. So we're going to start off here. You can see there goes the system right here. It's going to continue to push its way over and just make its way up to the east and go just away from us. In general, we don't have a threat for this system. I think that we're just getting to that stage now to where it's like, I really just think that I don't think that this system will really do anything to us. Anything's possible. I mean, it still hasn't even formed yet, but so I'm not 100% making it, but I'm like 90% sure that this thing will continue on its way out and not really impact us. So I'm not going to play the applause or anything yet. I'm not going to play it yet. I'll wait for it still. I'll still wait. Now that's for that one. We have another one as well that actually just popped up down here inside of the Gulf. This yellow area right here, it says a trough of low pressure currently moving across the Yucatan Peninsula is expected to emerge into the Bay of Campeche during the day on Tuesday. The system is producing a large area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms, and some slow development of the system is possible over the Bay of Campeche before it moves inland by the middle portion of this week. Regardless of development, areas of rainfall and gusty winds are likely across parts of the Yucatan Peninsula, Belize, and southern Mexico during the next few days. So this has a 10% chance of forming over the next 48 hours and a 10% chance over the next 7 days. So this is like one of these short-term ones. If it doesn't form now, or if it doesn't form when it has the chance to, it's not going to do anything. So that one, I mean, you can kind of already see it on this model run right here, but for the most part, you can see it's out there, and it doesn't really do much. It kind of just goes over towards Mexico and fizzles out. But one that they're not really talking about too much on is this one over here near Cuba, just to the south of Florida as well. You can see some low pressure starting to form and start to gain some traction as it moves its way over just off the coast of us. And for the most part, most of them have it going up to the north and away from us. But you can see some of them have it recurving and coming back towards us. Now, will that be a hurricane? Will that be a tropical storm? You know, right now, I mean, that is still, let's see, I mean, by the time some of these models have it curving back out, that's Tuesday, October the 14th. So that is a week away still. So, and by the time even it forms, before even a couple of them have it here, this is Thursday, so that's still around 3 days out from now. So, still too far out, but we still have to watch for this, and I'm still watching it. I've been watching it for about like the past week or so now at this point, because I've been seeing some trends going on inside the Gulf that kind of set it, and it's still staying to it, still sticking to it for the most part. And then just after that, after those three, you have another wave coming off of Africa again after this main one right here, which the next storm name, I don't remember these names. The next 2025 storm name, because we just had, if I go in, there it is, right there. We just had Imelda, so Jerry would be the next name. So this probably, that storm that we're talking about out there right now with the 90% chance, that will most likely become Tropical Storm Jerry. And then after Jerry, you have Karen, and then Lorenzo, and then Melissa are the next four. But that is that for the tropics update. Nothing else really for me to talk about there. So let's go on now and talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see what the audience has to say for tonight. Starting off with my Aunt Lula, who's here first, says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. Mr. Chris says, good evening, everyone. Hope you all had a great day. Please remember to hit the like button and the subscribe button. He's absolutely correct. We've had 14 people tune in and only 7 likes so far. I don't know what's going on there, what's going on with the other 7 people that have not hit the like button yet. But if you're a part of that 7 that have not hit the like button or the subscribe button yet, go on and do so. Mr. Chris also says, loving this cooler morning. Started off rainy, but cleared up nicely. Same thing at my house Started raining this morning, and then my umbrella actually broke. Very unfortunate, but I think I have another one. And loving the cooler mornings. I mean, for me personally, I mean, I still, it doesn't really affect me too much. Y'all know I'm a warm weather fan, so it doesn't really affect me too much. My Aunt Lula comes back in and says, Georgetown had some early morning showers. It turned out later to be a beautiful day. Absolutely. And so it seems like a lot of us had the same day. Started off, just kind of dreary, but then it just turned out to be a very good day. Trail says, greetings everyone, greetings to you. My Aunt Shirley comes in and says, good evening to all. Beautiful day in Raleigh. Blessings to all. Thank you so much for that. Good evening to you. And glad that it was a great day in Raleigh. My cousin Thad says, I know for the poll, here in Texas, it will be very sunny. Hello, Ken, just if I trust all is well. Beautiful day here inside of San Antonio. Great to hear. And also, it most likely will be sunny. Most likely will be sunny over there. We're going to talk about San Antonio's weather. But also glad to hear about the beautiful weather that you have over there as well. Mr. Chris comes in and says, on those temperatures, is it going to be high or low temperatures? I assume that you're talking about the temperatures where we were talking about that cold air. That would be low temperatures, but if that's not what you're talking about, please go in and elaborate. And then my Nana comes in and says, hello, Jay, beautiful evening. I sat outside and enjoyed watching my birds. That's great to hear. Glad that you got some outside time, and that's all that we have inside the chat. So, Thad was talking about the poll. I said, would you like sunny weather or rainy weather? I really should have elaborated a lot more because I just said sunny or rainy, so that probably was not set up correctly. So if you did answer wrong, and you actually do like rainy weather over sunny or sunny over rainy, then that is my bad. That was a badly typed poll. But I will say still, like you used to have the sunny and you also have the rainy, but then you have depends as well. If you are a part of that depends category, as my favorite Carolina Panthers podcast says, reveal yourself. I want to know why in the world you said depends. Maybe it depends on if it, maybe it's just your emotions or feelings or whatever it is, or just maybe if you're inside of a drought and you need the rainfall, or it's just been dry, go on and let me know. Now, let's go on and talk about the 4 locations outside of South Carolina, that being San Antonio, Texas, Raleigh, North Carolina, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and then also inside of Duncan, Oklahoma. The reason why we talk about those 4 is because we have people inside of those areas that watch us almost nightly, and so we decided let's go on real quick and go on and talk about them, because even though it's not their area, they still come in, they tune in, they hit the like button, they've already hit the subscribe button, and so that's why. So let's go on and start off with San Antonio first, like we do. Starting off, you have low temperatures tonight at 74, high temperatures tomorrow at 93, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 74 as well. No precipitation is expected at this time. And in terms of severe weather, you can probably guess. If you guess no severe weather, you're absolutely correct. And you can probably guess for excessive rainfall as well. You got it correct. No excessive rainfall is expected there either. Now for Raleigh, low temperatures tonight at 60, high temperatures tomorrow at 83, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 67. There is no precipitation that is expected at this time for tonight and tomorrow. But tomorrow night, there is a slight chance of showers. So tomorrow night, slight chance, around a 20% chance. Make sure that you also watch out for some patchy fog tomorrow morning as well. Philadelphia being the 3rd location, you have around low temperatures tonight. Oh, I did not talk about severe weather. I'll come back to that in just a second. But you have low temperatures tonight at 60, high temperatures tomorrow at 80, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 61. No precipitation is expected tonight or tomorrow. But tomorrow night, you have an 100% chance of rain. So definitely you need that umbrella as you go into tomorrow night. Make sure that you watch for that. Now, for excessive rainfall and severe weather, I forgot to do Raleigh's, but I got it now. No excessive rainfall is expected at this time. And for severe weather, you can probably guess, same thing, no severe weather as well. Now for Philadelphia, there is indeed no excessive rainfall or severe weather that is expected at this time. So you are good in terms of flooding and severe weather. Now for the final location being Duncan, Oklahoma, you have low temperatures tonight at 60, high temperatures tomorrow at 82, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 59. No precipitation is expected at this time, and no excessive rainfall, and no severe weather. So you're good there as well. And so that is all that I have for those four. What is going on in the entire U.S., just weather news-wise? Right now it says Gulf moisture will continue or will combine with a cold front and will bring heavy rainfall and scattered flash flooding over parts of the Mid-South into the Ohio Valley through the morning and the Ohio Valley and the Central Appalachians tomorrow. Showers and thunderstorms, some maybe even severe, are expected over the Southern Rockies and the Southern High Plains on Tuesday. We also will continue to see air quality alerts go out for Dallas, Fort Worth, and Houston as they're trying to get people to limit their times outside there. And then some freezing will occur from North Dakota all the way into Wyoming, Idaho, maybe even northwestern Colorado. And some frost will also occur in Nebraska, South Dakota, Minnesota, and some freezing could potentially happen, if not tonight, then possibly the next day after that in Wisconsin, UP and Michigan, and in Minnesota as well. So they're getting in on their cold batch very, very quickly. And so that's all that I said. That's all that I see for now. Mr. Chris says that's exactly what I wanted to know. That's great to hear. Glad that I got that cleared up. He also says I said depends because of the need for rain or not. Yes, I honestly do agree with that. I would honestly say depends as well, just because of that exact reason. The need of rain. If we don't need any rain, let's keep it sunny. If we need the rain, bring on some rain. For sure, that's definitely what I would say. And then Thad says, keep pounding. Absolutely. Absolutely got the win yesterday. I'm so glad about that. I'm so glad about that. Moved on to 2 and 3 instead of 1 and 4. But that is all that I see. I will be back tomorrow morning with your Tuesday morning forecast update. Make sure that you're there. Top fans for tonight, Mr. Chris at number 1, Thad at number 2, then my Aunt Lula is at number 3. Congratulations to the 3 of y'all for being the top fans for tonight. And that is all that I see inside the chat for now. If you want to go on and be a part of the chat, you can. Remember, you just have to be a subscriber of the channel and have an account. 50% says sunny is the better weather. 17% said that they'd rather it be rainy, and 33% said that it depends, and I'm a part of that 33% right there as well. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your Monday evening. Make sure that you're back here again tomorrow morning. Fan of the month will be tomorrow, and so make sure that you are there for that. And I will be back again tomorrow. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your Monday. And make sure before you leave, hit those 2 buttons.